get so strong enough.
Today I'm going to show you how to make a trivet. I have a trivet that I made about 6 years ago for my cast iron pans. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to be making a trivet for my tea kettle. I had one in here in the house, but I brought that one out to the camper, and so now I need one for the house. So I'm going to make one for the house today. And what you're going to need to do this project with is stones, but they need to be at least, similar in thickness size. Bigness doesn't really matter. It's the thickness, because you don't want your pan or your tea kettle or whatever you're going to sit on it to be wobbly. You want it to be, as flush as possible. And strong adhesive glue, some lacquer finish, and a pair of scissors if you wish. And I'm going to show you one that I have made for my cast iron pans, because unfortunately when cast iron pans get screaming hot, you put them on hot pads and the heat just goes right through and it gets onto your counter, and it really can wreak havoc and cause damage. So I had to come up with some way to stop that from happening, because I'm not going to stop cooking on cast iron. So I had to come up with a different way. And this is what I found. It's a car floor mat that I bought at Family Dollar, probably 5-6 years ago now. And it really has stood up to my cast iron pans. And trust me, I have had some hot cast iron pans on this thing. And in all of those years, I only have 2 cracks that happened. And you know what? That's pretty good. I'm going to call that a win. And because it's a car floor mat, it washes super easy. The pile is very short, and it's very easy to clean. I mean, all I do with this is I put it in the sink. If it gets gunky, I put it in the sink. I put soap in the middle of it, and then I take a stiff brush and go like that, rinse it off, and then tip it upside down. Just leave it flat on a towel for a couple hours, and it's good to go again. Super easy. So here we go. I'm going to jump right into it and make a trivet for my tea kettle. Oh, just so you guys know, I chose black instead of the gray. I'm just showing you that this is what this one was. That this one actually was. So it worked out really well. But let's move on to mine. And again, as with anything, before you glue anything down, set them the way that you want them set. And periodically put your hand over it to make sure that you don't have, too big of one sticking up over here and one that's too low over here, because you're going to get that wobble, and you don't want that wobble. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to arrange my stones the way that I want to on this. Okay, now that I have my stones the way that I like them, and I've checked them periodically to make sure that there wasn't any big bumps, and if there was, then I went ahead and did some rearrangings until they felt right. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my strong adhesive glue, and I'm going to glue them all down. Okay, now that I am satisfied with the way it turned out, I just want to let you know that you can do all kinds of decorations or different styles. You know, I've made a shamrock out of rocks before on a trivet for my sister-in-law. I've made, oh, I forgot to glue one. I've made flowers. Yeah, it just depends on what kind of rocks that you're getting, and you know, if you can make something out of them. I mean, you might want to be particular about which rocks you're picking up if you have a certain design in mind. But this is quite an easy project. I just want to let you know that spacing is important. Don't congeal them all together, because there does need to be air in between them, because the whole point of a trivet is to cool stuff off. So you want to make sure that there's airflow underneath them. That's why these are so great. And also, they won't scratch up your counter either, because they all have like these little rubber, you know, little pegs on them. So they've never scratched up my countertop, my enamel, nothing. So this has been a really great project for me, and it has come in very useful, and it's pretty to look at. You know, I mean, you can pick different colors, and like this one, you know, I have black and yellow and green and red and all kinds of different colors and shapes. And this one, I kind of went more of a rounded shape, but with a couple of cubes, you know, and some different colors. But I really like the way this turned out. Now it's just ready to dry, and then we'll go to the next step.
A little strong enough.